Good morning, everyone. What is the housing market doing? Everybody is on pins and needles looking to see where is the big crash happening, where is it happening, and when is it happening. Hey, I'm Tristen and I make these videos so that you can stay informed about the housing market. So if you like them, I'd love for you to join our community, subscribe and like this channel, and make sure you sign up for our newsletter below. So let's get into what the housing market is doing. I'm going to talk today a little bit about nationally, but mostly I'm going to focus on our hyper-local market here in San Diego, as that's where I live and I work. And a lot of these numbers will be coming from sources like Redfin, California Associations of Realtors, and National Association of Realtors. So what is the biggest thing happening today? Well, number one, everybody is waiting for a giant crash. And so far, I'm pulling up the numbers, and you can see right here that we're still up over a little bit over 1.5%, 1 to 2% in San Diego County, the whole county. So that means that the county has not crashed at all, right? So we are not gaining a lot of equity like we were during the pandemic, but we're not crashing. So those people that have gained some equity over the pandemic are still mostly maintaining that equity. Now, there are a few zip codes, unfortunately, the one I live in, we have seen a 19% decrease in median home values. But overall, the county has not seen a crash here. Mostly that is being bolstered by the lack of inventory and the fact that where we live here in San Diego still has a huge influx of people coming here to live. We have a new Apple location coming in Rancho Bernardo that is really going to bring 4,000 new jobs. We have a big biotech sector that people are coming to that have to get jobs here. And we have military personnel that need to come here and buy and rent. And so we do have an influx. In fact, the housing statistics are showing that to meet the state's guidelines, we would need to add hundreds of thousands of more homes in the next 7 years. I'm not sure how we're doing that yet, but the county does have plans to add more of that and hopefully to add some affordable housing, because what affordability is keeping people from being able to purchase a home. So let's discuss attached versus detached. And oftentimes the increase or decrease in median prices can really be different here. And if it's your neighborhood, you can click below and ask me for a specific zip code report. One of the things that we're noticing is that oftentimes attached homes will grow in median price faster. Well, this only makes sense because they're more affordable, and so people can actually purchase those. The other one I want to watch is the amount of price reductions we've had, and I usually report on that weekly. I'm seeing that to start to slow down. So what that tells me is that maybe the market is finding its footing. Will we come down? Well, if interest rates continue to be high and there's less demand or more buyers are sitting on that sideline trying to decide if they should purchase a home, yes, then we could see us more softening in the market. But the indicators for a crash in our market do not seem high. So if you're waiting on the sidelines for some 2008 crash, we just aren't seeing it coming, mostly because people have equity in their homes and they're not going to be forced to sell. When they're not forced to sell, we don't have an increase in supply. When we don't have an increase in supply, we don't have a dip in the housing prices. Now, nationally, Forbes.com came out with an article I posted yesterday. They were talking about the top housing markets that are in decline. And most of those are going to be places that people moved because they could work from anywhere and they could get a less expensive home. Places like Austin, that is actually not that inexpensive anymore, but that is the number one place that home prices are declining. We're looking at places like Boise, which had an inflated pandemic boom, right? That means that the local market isn't supporting that boom. If all of the people who moved there during the pandemic left, then the housing market would have a huge decline. We are 9th on that list in San Diego. San Jose beats us. We're not having that deceleration by people moving out of this market. And we're also seeing still some new housing being developed. Now, one thing I want to note about new housing is during the pandemic, most new housing builders like Lennar were not co-oping with an agent. So that means I wouldn't get any money kicked back to me as a commission that I could then share or help with closing costs for my client. But now that the boom has slowed down and rates are super high, they are doing insane incentives such as like $20,000 to your closing costs. Buy down your rate. Give your agent a whole bunch of money to bring you in there. Just remember, if you bring your agent in there and they do have an option for me to be able to kick back some of those commissions, you got to bring your agent the first time you go. It doesn't work to sign us up later. If you are thinking about new homes, I will put a list down below that you can sign up and you can find out which new homes are being built here. And prices for those new homes are literally being slashed because the builders have to sell them. This is not like a seller that's just waiting for the right price. They literally have to sell it, make their money, and move on to the next one. Looking at brand new builds that have been on the market for a hot second may be one of your best choices for you to get a great deal. So contact me if you're thinking about buying or selling, or you have somebody who knows that. I'm happy to help. Also, I put on this channel some really cool tips about living holistically at home, how to use the law of manifestation and attraction to purchase or sell your home. So make sure you follow me for that. I hope that you guys have a great day, and I always thank you so much for watching.